Speaking of the internet people.
Oh, God, here we go.
Now,
yeah?
Oh, boy.
I follow you on Twitter.
Sorry.
I've seen a little bit of venom out there and a little bit of crazy stuff getting said out on the these social media tracks.
Mm-hmm.
We had this endometriosis thing.
Yeah,
that just
let's
came
talk
up.
about that, dude.
So
Let's clear the air.
So let's first. How do you feel about dealing with people on the internet, and then tell everybody about this whole thing with the endometriosis, because this has just taken on a life of its own, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, and it's the dirt sheets that make it into a thing too, and then the men that have no idea about women at all. Apparently, have never touched a woman or been in 5 feet of a woman. Like, try to mansplain to you, like, what endometriosis is. So, endometriosis, right? For the men that thinks it's sexually transmitted, it's not. That was probably I know. I know. It's so bad. It's so stupid. So, endometriosis is something you get, like, where some of the cells, it grows outside of your womb, right? So, on your ovaries, you suffer from cysts, you suffer from extremely painful periods, right? To the point where it's hard to get out of bed. It's very debilitating. You get you're just in pain. Like, it's really difficult to continue with your there's different stages of it though. Right. So it's really hard to continue with your day. So the fact that I've wrestled with it throughout my whole womanhood, it didn't just come about like one day where I'm like, oops, got endometriosis. Like, no, it happens. Like it doesn't have to develop after the first period, but it starts around that age where you're 15, 16, 17 or whatever, and it gets worse over time. So I've never spoken about endometriosis, folks. I'm like, it's really no one's business.
Right.
But then this was about 6 months ago. I posted about this thing that my boyfriend got me to help me with my period pains, right? And so many people reached out to me being like, please tell me if it works. I'm suffering. There's like a whole month dedicated to endometriosis, right? And a lot of doctors don't take endometriosis the way, like, serious as the way they should, even though there's a whole month dedicated to it. It's called the silent disease, right? It affects women tremendously. It's awful. And a lot of men don't understand that. It's awful. Unless you live with your woman that has that, you'll never fully understand it, right? But yeah, so I was like, okay, I want to start talking about it more because it's helping people. And like having someone like, you know, I do a lot of things that are relatable to people, right? I've done a lot of stuff, but people are just like, oh, I've done that too. Right. But I'm like, okay, I can help people with endometriosis now. So I started talking about it. But like, I should have known better than the internet wrestling community to spin it into, that's the reason WWE didn't clear it and because they don't understand what it is. It's just an awful, awful period that you get. And once you start your period, it is right there. It is right there. I didn't just get it. It just gets worse with age. My endo belly gets worse with age. Like, I can't help it. It's actually like an insecurity. Like, I had to ask Ruby one week because my stomach was really swollen, and it can look like you're pregnant. It can swell really, really big. And I've had a lot of different surgeries down there just to like take some of the pain away or take some of the cysts away because I can develop cysts and stuff. It's really painful. So I had to be like, hey, I forgot my flannel. Can I borrow your flannel? Because I want to cover myself. Because, you know, people, the first thing you say is like, oh, Saraya's put on weight. And they always say that.
Of course.
Every time. Like, oh, Saraya's looking a little too thick. And I'm like, that's my endo belly. So for everyone that doesn't understand endometriosis, it's not something that develops overnight. It's a long-term thing. Not every woman has it, but it's very noticeable when she does. So for the women out there, if you want help, reach out to me. I would love to help you. And I know a bunch of resources and all these natural remedies to help take the pain away or relieve a little bit of the pain, enough for you to get out of bed. And for all the men that don't understand it, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Everybody's got an opinion. And I mean, obviously I've heard you speak on social media and how you like to take a time away from it, which I think is good. I mean, it's rough for, normal people, but you look at celebrity status, everybody thinks you guys are impervious to insults, and
you're not allowed to respond to them either. They say you're not allowed to respond.
I mean, how do you deal with that? Obviously, you have to be on there if you're marketing yourself and you're promoting. You're not impervious to insults or pain or,
I respond. I respond because I don't care about being the bigger person. Because I'm like, if you're going to punch up, I'm going to punch down, right? I'm never the one to start it, but my dad's always like, make sure you finish it, right? So, like, when it comes to Twitter, I'm like, you guys, just because you have 13 followers, it doesn't make you invincible to me hitting back at you. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you have two followers. You're going to feel what it feels like. Because he is mostly guys, by the way. He is not the only one that's talking crap to me that day. There's hundreds, sometimes thousands of people that just go up. There's like a dirt sheet going around and everyone has an opinion on it. Or they just want to write to me and talk crap. And so I'm just like, you know what? No. you're going to feel what it feels like. And then there's a bunch of my fans that will be like, yeah, leave her alone, and like cuss them out too. And I'm like, imagine that every single day. You're just getting it for one day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you deserve it because you attacked me first. And then people are just like, you need to be the bigger person on the internet. I'm like, I'm not the bigger person. I don't want to be the bigger person.
Being honest about it.
No, I'm like, I'm going to defend myself. I'm like, you're going to attack me for no reason. I have no idea who you are. And I'll forget about you very quickly too. But I'm going to respond to you, and you're going to remember this for the rest of your life. Done deal.
Nice.
And then I'll delete it off my socials. So then I delete all my socials, and I sort of have to look at them ever. I'm like, all right, now dip. I'll let the fans do the rest.